and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, Lindsey Hunter, in for D-Mac. We got BMG, Big Mike Gentry here, so you know everything's going to work audibly, if that is even a word. And, of course, we got Spencer Raxter. He has recovered from his weekend. And, Spencer, one of my favorite, I guess, traditions of Big D Energy, and Lindsey, you can vouch for this too. You've been here enough now. One of the things I look forward to the most on Monday is to hear about the adventures of Spencer Raxter and the weekend. Because I had my time, you had your time. We're past that time now,
absolutely,
you and I.
Absolutely.
You know, we look back on it fondly.
But it's always fun to live through somebody else's adventures.
Bingo. See, there you go. Because you know, you had the run, I had the run and everything like that. We don't have that in us. We're not built like that.
No.
But Spencer Raxter is. Spenmo, I know on Friday night you were at the old Miami in downtown Detroit.
Yeah, Friday night, me and Beth went to the old Miami, check out D-Mac's deathmatch wrestling. It was intense. I got up in there, got some action shots. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun there. Saturday, I went to Cunningham for a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah, and then my boy was having a house party, so I went over there.
Oh, the house party,
Yeah,
Lindsey.
got some Don Julio flowing. It was a good time. It was a good time. And then Sunday, I just chilled. I didn't do anything on Sunday.
What's the average hours of sleep for you during the weekend?
On the weekends, I'd say I normally go to bed at like 3, 4 in the morning, and then I'll wake up at like 10. So it's not bad. You know, I'm still getting like 7 hours.
Yeah. So all right. And you tone it down on Sundays too.
Yeah, Sundays I normally chill.
If the Lord rests on Sunday, so does Spenmore Raxter.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
It's a good system right there. But yeah, that sounds good, man. Good times for you.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I loved it. Danny Raxter, Pop's birthday. We had a bourbon toast on Friday in his honor.
Oh yeah.
So that was cool.
Really cool. Got my day started off really early.
Yeah. Linz, how about you, man? What'd you have rocking?
I relaxed, man. Went over to Chicago and enjoyed some Chicago-style pizza. Got some...
Went in a food coma from that.
Yeah, man. Chicago just has, man, the food there is...
Hits different, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, everything you can imagine, they got. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I hate Chicago sports teams. Hate them. I hate their fans. But their city's dope. I can't lie.
Man.
I can't lie, man.
Man, Chicago. I'm praying because I always say this around Chicagoans. I'm like, yeah, we're catching up. Detroit's looking just similar to this, right? Look at this. Look at
Knowing you're lying the whole time.
That's okay.
It's wild to me that you can just be anywhere in Chicago and get on a train and be anywhere in Chicago. That.
Yeah, man. It's a great city, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big New York guy. I don't like New York. New York is too
much.
Yeah, it's just too many people, too crowded. You're always bumping, and Chicago is like almost perfect, but the traffic is horrible.
Yeah.
But not as bad as New York.
But it doesn't matter because you could just theoretically just get on a
go
train and be
you
anywhere.
Go wherever you want to go. Right.
It is.
Right.
It is.
So,
I do. I love Chicago too, man. So BMG, what'd you have popping, man?
Just warmed up the golf game a little bit. I told you got the trip coming up this weekend, so hit a little twilight Friday. I had a tee time Sunday morning, but got rained out a little bit, so I got my rain check. But
yeah, you know what? Nice weather this summer, by the way.
It rains every day.
Every day it
You never
rains.
know.
Now look, the old man in me, Lindsey, is happy because the lawn never looks like this in August. That thing is lush. When I cut it, it's like you got to hack through that thing. It's so thick and everything. But at the same time, nice weather. Dude, Sunday was awful. Today is awful.
Well, it's not awful
Lindsey,
yet.
we don't sit through January and February for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Very true. I agree. But,
where's the payoff?
Hey, man, it could be worse. Couldn't it?
No, it really can't be worse than this. It really can't be.
It could be worse.
No,
man.
no, it can't be. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get your thoughts out in there, and subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast while you're at it.
5-star.
Yeah, 5-star. Why not? Leave a review. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. I did Friday night. I got the Twilight into over at the Glacier Club. North Macomb County. Stand up.
Yes, sir.
Highest point, Macomb County, by the way. Not just where Dispo is, like everywhere around
That's
that
fair.
area, too. I'm back. I had a cook in Spenmo.
Yeah.
I had a stretch. I had 9 greens in a row. I'm back, baby.
Must be nice.
I am back. He's back. It's been a long road.
Yeah.
But we are officially back. So next Monday, as a matter of fact, we have the celebrity match, myself and D-Mac, if we can piece them back together to some degree. Danny DeKaiser and Justin Rose, Detroit sports media personality. Mm-hmm. They're in for it.
They're going down?
They're in for it.
Oh, yeah.
100%. They are in for it. I'm going to be like Lindsey. Lindsey in a pickup game with his son.
Hey, man.
I'll put him in the wall if I have to.
Do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do to prove a point.
That's fair.
That is true. Jan says, morning, Neal, Lindsey, Spenny, BMG. Good morning, Jan. Happy to have you all with us. We do have a lot of Lions stuff to get it. It's game week. Lindsey, it's game week.
It's that time, man. It's about time.
It is game week.
I can't wait till the real thing starts. Well, we're about a month away from the real deal.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least we got something.
We got something. Just a little something to get you through. And Bradley K says, flannel's out again, addition by subtraction. I mean, that's aggressive, but okay. Jonah says, heard flannel was out today, so I decided to tune in. It's going to be a great show. All right. That's pretty much the tenor. Zachary Jones, what up, Neal? What up, Zach? How are you, man? Good to have you all in here. Rich Diana, are we ready for the Tigers' late season charge? Wake me when it starts. They lost another series.
Yep.
The Twins swept their series. Mm-hmm. I don't want to misquote it, so I have to see exactly where it is and check it out. And I know it's not the first of the month anymore, so I know they're not 6.5 games out because that's where they are the first of every month. Officially up to date, they are 9 games back of the Twins now.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, they have played 111 games.
Yikes.
So there's 51 games left. God. They're 9 games back.
Baseball's so freaking long.
That's crazy, man. That's ridiculous.
So there's 51 games left. They're 9 games back of 2 teams. So what do you got to do? What goal? 35 and 15,
Possible.
35 and 17.
Very possible.
They can do it.
666 baseball. That's
Yeah.
all you got. 70% baseball. That's all you got to do for a team that gets shut out every third game.
El Mago's back.
El Mago's back. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to make our move. I really, really do. I had this one and I forgot, but Lindsey, it was to you, and my apologies to who it was, because I did want to give you your props. But Lindsey, I had one in the chat that said, Lindsey, I've decided, F it, I'm all in, Super Bowl.
Okay.
Lions Super. You're converting
Let's
a
go.
fan base.
One by one. One by one. One by one.
There
Jump
you go.
on the bandwagon, man. What is everybody waiting for? What are you waiting for?
One by one, you're getting them all, Lindsey.
Spinmo's all in. See, he's all in now.
Ready to go.
Hey.
Yeah. He is. He's all fired up. He's going to get Jared Goff tattoos and all of it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Did anyone else see the wrestling this weekend? You talked about Friday. SummerSlam was Saturday night, which I tapped in. I kind of tapped out because my son's been more UFC than WWE as of late. But we tapped back in. I was low key, like they wanted to go, and my buddy and my son's best friend, him and his dad, we've kind of gotten pretty close to too, and so we were all gonna go, but I don't have like a plug at Ford Field. Like LCA, I got on lockdown, but Ford Field, I don't. I'm not deep in those streets, and so like I was kind of perusing the ticket prices, and once it started getting in the triple digits, like for the upper deck tickets, I was like, hey, what if we do like a watch party over at the house? I got the TV out on the deck. Yeah. I was like, what if we do that? Lindsey, I went to the store, got the choice cuts, slapped them on the grill, good bottle of bourbon, still a couple $100 cheaper than I could have bought a new TV to watch it on. Lindsey, it was fun though, Lindsey. Like it was fun.
That's what matters. That's what matters. I don't. You know what? I'm that way also. I don't really care about going to the venues as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So there's nothing better than going in the backyard, throwing on a couple of steaks. You know what I'm saying? Grilling it up. Your favorite drink by your side. You're your own bartender.
100%.
Nothing like it.
I did. I busted out the good bottle too, man. I had the Old Forester single barrel strength.
Yeah. I got my dad a bottle of Macallan 15.
You get into it a little
for
bit?
his birthday. Yeah, we tried it. Dabbled.
You a Scotch guy at all?
No.
We talked about this on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm not. You and I are not weathered enough for Scotch.
No, definitely not.
Our faces aren't weather beat. We
Yeah.
haven't been through enough
Yeah.
No,
to
that's-
drink Scotch.
No, you almost on the moonshine level when you're doing Scotch.
Well, it's just, and it's so like robust and woodsy and spicy.
Yeah.
BMG. You don't want what Scotch offers.
No, I'm not dabbling with no Scotch.
No.
Never, ever.
It's like college football. Scotch is the Utah of alcohol drinks. You don't want Utah problems. You know what? Like they're not going to win the national title, but when you play them, you'll know you played them the next day.
For sure.
And that's not anything that you want. So you stay away from that Scotch. But yeah, the SummerSlam thing, Lindsey, the WWE goes on too long now, man. That ish went almost, I think it went 4 hours.
See, man, I've never been into it. Never. Like, I had my uncles who watched it all night. I sit there and watch it, and I used to always say to them, "You guys watch this crap, and you know it's staged, right?" And they would get pissed when I would tell them that it was staged.
Yes.
They'd be ready to kick me out the house.
Yeah. Scotch getting a lot of love in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. The Ski Mask Boy McKenna is good. Yeah, McKenna's all right. It is. There's other bottles at that price that I would buy before that. I've really gone hard in the paint on the Old Forester as of late. That's where I've been. That's where I've been with it. David says, "Is Scotch an acquired taste?" Would you say it's an acquired taste,
Yes.
Benny? Yes, I would too.
For sure.
I think you need wisdom in order to taste it properly.
Yeah.
Experience and wisdom. That's what you need for Scotch. It's getting a lot of love though, man.
Erwin M. Dexter says real men drink Malort.
What?
That's just disgusting.
I'm not a real man then,
Yeah,
I
I'll
guess.
gladly not be a real man then, because that shit is nasty.
Jack Harrington in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, I could care less about Utah unless your team plays them.
Right. Some guy, Nick, is mad at me for something. I guess I spoiled his wrestling calls. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah. Lots of smack being talked about WWE, how it hasn't been good in a while. The athletic, and look, Jack, you also, Jake says it actually. My bad. WWE is scripted, obviously, but the athleticism is legit. They are incredible athletes.
Oh, for sure.
And
No doubt.
that has changed. Like these dudes that are flying around this place and they are incredible.
Logan
they
Paul's
test-
really good.
Do they test for steroids?
Hell no.
Thought
No, I
so.
think they encourage them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, for
I'm
sure
running the
they do.
business. You know what I'm saying? Logan, it was pretty funny with Logan Paul. So he had the first match.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped on the plane and got down to Dallas for the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah.
And he got there in time. It was, you know how I told you I sit on the deck and like do the flight tracker thing?
Mm-hmm. You
We-
watched this flight?
We saw his flight take off. Yeah, for real. It was
Yeah.
it was actually pretty cool.
That's
so
dope.
yeah, and then we watched a Jake Paul fight at night. It was fun, man. It was a
Yeah.
good weekend though. We're ready to get into it. This weekend though is a Lions game day. We're going hard in the paint. Coming out of the box here right now. We'll give you the 30,000-foot view because this is getting real now, guys. Like it's not for real, but it's getting real. If that makes any kind of sense. So tell them about Swiss Insurance.
I will tell them about Swiss Insurance because if you're, Neal Ruhl or Mike Gentry or one of these cool guys, even D-Mac, you golf a lot because, I don't really have time to do that, but screw you guys. Planning and sponsoring a golf outing this year? Ask Swiss Insurance about your hole-in-one putting contest or $1 million shootout coverage. For a very affordable amount, you could give away huge prizes like $10,000 or a new car. Help build your business with big ideas. Check out Swiss today at SwissINS.com, or you can call Mark at 248-800-4177. That's 248-800-4177.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for Academy of Warren. They have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Kindergarten through 8th grade that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. And don't forget, Ermanni and Edwards will be broadcasting from their carnival on August 24th. Come meet the staff and explore your child's new school. The Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollment. Go to academyofwarren.net and enroll now. Back at it here. We are off and running on a Monday. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter. Let's get into this. Lions, Giants, Friday. The Giants will be coming in town, what, Tuesday?
Yep.
For like dual practices?
I think so, joint practices, yeah.
I think Tuesday, Wednesday are joint practices. Thursday is a day off. Then Friday, Lindsey, they play. So one thing we know for sure, you'll see those clips of the fights at practice.
Wednesday is when they start.
Always.
Yep.
Always. That's the best part of it. But I don't think there's a big, like with the Lions and the Giants, there's not really any animosity there. We should have had the Packers in or somebody that there's some animosity. Because I don't think it'll be any fireworks going on between the Lions and the Giants. I really don't.
Well, Lindsey, you know how this goes though, right? Whenever these teams come in for, controlled scrimmages or whatever,
I know.
there always end up being a couple scuffles.
Yeah, but think about it. What if the Giants? The Giants, they're just blah, right? Daniel Jones, I just don't see it being any fireworks, man. I want them. They need to bring somebody else in where there's some hate in there. You got some hate in there where the D-backs don't like the receivers and all that type of stuff. Then you get action. Then you get some action. I don't see much action happening there.
I'm going to camp tomorrow.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spen will be. Oh, that's right. We're at Feldman Chevrolet tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
So you'll be out at training camp.
I'll be at training camp. My boy Mustache got tickets. So.
And who are we going to be locked in on, Spenny?
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Penny Sewell, Broderick Martin.
Yeah. Broderick Martin is quickly becoming the defensive Tom Kennedy of Big D Energy.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a big man.
I need a full breakdown because it's starting to get real. You know what I'm saying? And the deeper we get into that, the more intrigued I am, the more I think he provides something that this defense desperately needs, and the more excited I get.
Facts.
So, Spenny, I need on Wednesday, I need a blow-by-blow breakdown.
Got you.
All right? I want that for sure. Hoof-Hearted says the Giants got smoked by the Lions last year. They are looking for revenge. I think that'll be oversold a little bit. I think I know what they want. They probably want the same thing the Lions want. They just want to get through this, get the work in, and get out of here with everybody intact. Is that the goal, Lindsey? You've been through your share of training camps.
Yeah. Of course, it's a little different than football because, our training camps didn't really consist of other teams. That didn't happen until preseason.
How physical did you all get in a training camp?
It just depends. Like, when you had a lot of new faces, the new guys were trying to kill each other because, guys are trying to make the team. And
right. You're playing for money.
Yeah. So it was different in that aspect. But a far different crowd from football. Like, when you were a veteran in training camp, you were trying to get through training camp without getting hurt.
Yeah.
And you watch the young guys, go at it. And it was just different. Totally different. Wasn't fun either.
A Dirty Burrito, who actually called in the show last week, as a matter of fact, said it's getting real, time to get bricked. So there's that as well. How did the meat missile go for E&E?
Meat missile went good. They were out in full force.
Lots of meat missiles here from Big D Energy that were launched
into the E&E chat.
What did they have to say about it?
Oh, they just ignore it and move on.
Do we got one for today?
I'll think of something. I'm thinking something.
There.
All right, but I just wanted to get the update on that, make sure that everything went well. Here's a question I have for everybody here in this room, in this chat, anybody in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. For real. See, I only know Lions preseason and Lions training camp of we're going to suck this year. That's all, with a few unicorn exceptions. But for the most part, you're like, hopefully they win 8 games. That's how I know training camp and preseason for the most part. Because we can say what we want about last year. We didn't have any grandiose hopes. There wasn't this circus that was going on around it. So I only know it as, whatever, and you move on. This is new. Like, with huge expectations. And I know Dan Campbell talked and said that the expectations lift him up and motivate him, and that's cool. That's what you're supposed to say. But for me as a fan, I'm wondering, will I have to adjust how I watch? And I ask that question, Lindsey, because I generally watch Lions preseason games where I will watch the first quarter, I will watch into the second quarter, and then when, David Blau comes in, I go about my evening. I move on. Because if David Blau is ever playing for you in a real game, you will lose said game. That's it. That's all.
Right.
So, Lindsey, do I have to adjust the way that I watch this? Do I have to watch into the second half, the fourth quarter, and stuff like that? Because for me, when you get into the fourth quarter of a preseason game, I call it the David Blau effect. In general, if any of those guys are on your team on Sunday playing in a meaningful moment, you're cooked.
Curtains.
Yeah, curtains. No, you know what I'm saying, though.
I know
For
exactly
real.
what you're saying. But
Do I have to adjust? Do I have to go deeper into these games?
I think you do, because the team is actually deeper. The team has more talent than it's had in I don't know how long. So you want to see some of the guys that, may get time or fighting for time. So you want to watch. You want to see who's competing, who's possibly going to make a jump. That's the exciting part, I think. I know when I watch preseason games, of course, you watch the first series because most of the time there's going to be the starters out there for the first series, and they're going to drive down. And you want to see,
and you're getting the needle in your arm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're getting the taste of it.
You want to see how sharp the quarterback is.
Yeah.
You want to see the receivers make some catches. And
you're going to way overblow what happens.
Of course, you're excited. You're like, oh, Super Bowl this year. Of course, that's what you should be saying. I don't know what's taking you guys so long to jump on the bandwagon, but I would watch it, especially this year. With all the excitement, all the buildup, everybody should be on the edge of their seats watching preseason. Everybody should be geeked about what's to come. I just, and I think it's just a slow process because the Lions have been so bad for so long. Everybody's like, okay, like you said, this is new.
Right.
This is the new field.
And that's where the question lies for me. I guess because we're walking into this new club, right? We've never been here before.
VIPs.
Yeah, the Chiefs fans are sitting in this club, the Bills fans to some degree, the Niners fans, the Eagles fans, and they're like, who are those hillbillies walking in here? We got shirt untucked, we're wearing a hat indoors and everything like that, and they're like, who are these guys that are walking in here right now? So I want to know, how do they act in the preseason clubhouse? Do they care? Do they even watch? Does a Chiefs fan watch a preseason game?
Yes. Of course
they do.
Yes.
For what?
Because they want to see any new additions. They want to see how deep their team is going to be. Think about it. They got rid of their number one receiver. Remember, they got rid of their number one receiver. Now they had to fill in with guys that none of us really knew, but those guys performed. All of those guys performed. You know, a couple of them left, got bigger contracts.
Yes, they did.
So I think that's an exciting part about it.
Spenmo, do you think a Chiefs fan watches preseason games? And if they do they watch past the first quarter?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, like Lindsey said, they want to see the rookies. The Chiefs have been having some really good drafts lately, too, so they want to see these young guys getting in there. And, yeah, I mean, they're not going to be as dialed in as other fans, but they're still just so excited to see their team out there. I'm sure they're watching.
But you get where I'm coming from. Like, I want to talk this through because I don't want to look like an idiot when we walk into this club for the first time.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm going to watch the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even into the fourth quarter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always do, though.
Do you?
Yeah. I watched the entirety of the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, then you're sick.
You were with a bunch of people, though. You weren't by yourself.
I went home and watched the rest of it.
It's craving football, man.
Yeah.
BMG, you think he's being sus right now, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I just wanted to bust out sus.
We're getting JMO reps, too, in the preseason.
Now that I will be locked in for.
Exactly.
That I will be locked in for.
Who's the ski mask boy? He says Lions 10-7 record. Come on, ski mask.
That'll be good enough to win this division.
I think 11-6. That's what I got.
I think 10-7 could even win this division.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I just think they're going to go.
Why are we tapering our records now?
Because
is
Lindsey,
it getting too real for everybody?
No.
It's getting too real now.
I'm at 11-6.
The season is quietly approaching.
You know what?
I'm hearing records drop. I was hearing 12 games, 13 games. Now we're tailoring off to 10-7 is good enough to win the division. Spend more.
You know what?
I've been at 11-6 since their schedule dropped.
Off-sheet topic that we're going to do when we come back. And I was going to save this for later on, like as we get towards the season. But I think it is a good point to jump in. Because, guys, we gotta do this now. We got to fire. It's a game week. We got to get in the routine. We're in this routine till January, hopefully into January. Deep into January.
Facts.
Dare I say February. Oh, my God.
Let's go. Say it. Say it.
I can't make this. Like, just saying the word February, I got to be fanned right now. Whew. That felt weird to say.
Corey Berry says, Lindsey, a lot of Super Bowl champions over the years won 11 regular season games. True, but you want to win more, I would think. you
definitely do.
Right. I mean, if you can win the Super Bowl, no matter how many games you win.
Lorena Rios says, Neal, in real life, don't we all need to adjust a little bit? Yes. And I want to get into that discussion as we gear up for preseason football. Week number 1. It's a game week, everybody. I want to get into it. But first, how would you like to see famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and Braylon Edwards play golf with average Joes? Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you'll be able to do just that. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. With your next automotive purchase, make the wise choice and visit any Randy Wise Automotive dealership. And make sure you check out the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. The Jim Harbaugh episode is up of the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
How would you like to win $100K Vegas getaway?
Yes.
Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps? It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the 100K Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with a great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves. So make sure you go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas to enter.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and of course, Spencer Raxter here in the building. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. That's your prize for subscribing to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there and get your thoughts out there. DNCENT trying to put Lindsey on blast a little bit. Lindsey trying to convert us all talking Super Bowl, but in January when we lose in the second round of the playoffs, he'll be the first to say, I don't know why y'all expected anything else. Raise your hand and admit to that, Lindsey. Be a man.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say why didn't y'all, because I think you should expect to win the Super Bowl.
You will say that.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
I'll have other things to say. I'll have other things to say, like, you know, like I said, I'll kick them when they're down, of course. I mean, it'll be glorious for me either way.
Lindsey.
What? I'm not gonna say I don't know why y'all expect.
I could hear you saying that. I know I could hear you saying that. Let me see here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. J19 Shug says, Nick, if we are average, then the other NFC North teams are bottom feeders. And there is some discussion. And Lindsey, you talked about this because I said that I wanted to call an audible here off the show sheet and say this because you brought it up where the record predictions are slipping a little bit. Yeah. We had 14 and 3s and 13 and 5s, and people were calling for it. But as we get closer, myself included,
yes.
And I'm even getting this vibe a little bit from Spenmo. I do. But here's the thing, though, guys. Here's the thing with it. I am not caught up in those numbers. I never really participated in that. The Lions will go 15 and 2. I never really participated in any of that. Does that matter? Like if you do it, yeah, because you get the home field all the way through. Yes, certainly it matters. But here's the deal, Lindsey. If you're not the 1 seed, all that really matters is winning your division. And it doesn't matter how you do it. I've gone on record with this with Jared Goff. I expect a few more interceptions this year than he had last year. Jared Goff, i.e. the Detroit Lions, for me this upcoming year, Lindsey, are very much in a pass-fail scenario. The pass is you win a playoff game.
Right.
The fail is you don't. And I don't care how they get there. Now, you can make life easier by winning your division.
Right.
And this division is not filled with the upper tier of the NFL. There's no question. This isn't the no one's going to confuse this division with the AFC West. But with that being said, to me, it's pass-fail. And if you win the division, you get a home playoff game. If you get a home playoff game, you'll probably be favored and you should win that playoff game.
Right.
So I'm not going to get caught up in the theatrics or the beauty of it. If it's 11 and 6, if it's 10 and 7, I do not care. I don't care.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but for a team with the past history of the Lions, I mean, you should care a little. Like, you want to have a dominant record. You want to show everybody else in the world that this is real. And nothing says this is real like having a dominant record going into the playoffs, right? If you're 13 and 5 going into the playoffs, people are like, okay, they're for real. Like, they are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. If you stumble in, and even if you do win the division at 11, or win 11 games, and there's still a little sus behind that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't want that. You want to go in with your chest poking out, with your, you know what I'm saying, fist balled up, like it's time to fight. Not like, yeah, you know, we're here, but we're not really here, but we're here. And that's what everybody seems like it's getting to the point where, well, do we really believe in what we're seeing?
To quote Snoop, everybody is back up off of it and put their cup down. You know what I'm saying? Like, does it feel like that a little bit?
Yeah, that's the tone I'm getting. That's the tone. The chat, people in the chat are, 10 and 8 or what? I'm like, what? 11 and 7. What happened? Are we scared and not stoked? What's happened? Spitmo, what are we doing?
Spitmo, are you wavering at all?
I'm not. I have my expectations. I know what they're going to do. I've been at 11-6 since the schedule dropped. I haven't changed. They play tougher teams this year.
I know that you haven't changed, but I'm not getting the same juice from Spitmo. You know what I'm saying?
Juice it for so long, man.
No.
Juices run dry. Like, I need a Gatorade and a cigarette for a little bit, and then I'll be ready to go. Like, give me some Pedialyte. I'll be back in the game.
He's still
You know the
recovering.
tricks.
Yeah.
You know
still
the tricks of the
recovering.
trade.
Oh, for sure.
What'd you say, BMG?
He's still recovering a little bit. That's why
Yeah.
he doesn't have the
Yeah.
juice. He still has it inside.
You're not allowed downtime, man. The Stoke Not Scared movement
All
does
right,
not
I
stop.
can run across the street, grab a night bullet. It's like, the Honolulu Blue night bullet, ready to go.
Night bullet. Oh, man. WoodwardSports.com chat thread Public Enemy. Neal, with that logic, Matthew Stafford was a total failure in Detroit. And I agree. But Public
it wasn't
Enemy.
a success.
But there were levels to that, right? Like when you walk into a situation and you've got a depleted roster and you're coming off a 3-13 year, I think that your expectations of what a failure and a success is. There's no. The trajectory of this football team in the second half of last year has put them in this position,
right,
where these are the expectations, and they are not. They are not flexible. They're not fluid. They are set in stone. Like it is, and look, I've been I'm a Brad Holmes simp. I've said that. But for the reasons of he's done things in 2 years that we have never seen in the history of this organization from a personnel perspective. That is fair and that is accurate. And Dan Campbell, as a coach, looks like a light has come on to some degree. But with all that being said, I know we're fired up. But Lindsey, what do you think the tenor of this town, if they come out and they don't make the playoffs?
Oh, man, it's going to be bad.
People have given this analogy before that Lions fans are the ultimate Charlie Brown, in that the football they run up to kick it and the football gets pulled away.
Lindsey pulls it away.
Yeah, Lindsey. And I'm not saying I'm scared of it. I'm just talking about to quote Pulp Fiction. I'm just contemplating the ifs now.
Yeah, but you're a bit scared of it. You are subconsciously scared of it, and it's no fault of your own. It's just from past abuse.
Yeah, I'm conditioned to think that way.
Right. But if they fall flat on their faces, that would be the biggest letdown from such a hyped preseason, from all the drafts and all the things that have been going on positively for the Lions. If that were to happen, man, I would feel bad for probably 10 minutes. And then I'd laugh my ass off.
Well, I know, because that's the way you're built. That's the way you're built.
I would feel bad. Then I'd call every Lion fan I know. I would try to comfort them for a bit before I slam the door in their faces and laugh. That's how sports is, man. When my team loses, I take it like a man. Everybody calls and laughs. Brock Purdy blew his elbow out, and dudes were calling me laughing. Dudes were laughing.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Right?
Hey, cold world.
Hey, well, Lindsey, hey, no Super Bowl for you guys, huh? Doesn't look like it. I'm like, jerk, get off the phone. But I answer the phone every single time. I don't run from it. But I will never pass up a time to dish it out. Not ever.
No. You've proven that. You push your son into a wall during a pickup game.
Absolutely, and we'll do it again.
You're kind of a dick, Lindsey. You know that?
Yeah. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt.
You know what, though? In a weird way, I kind of like that about you. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. AC wants to know, who's Lindsey's NFL team? He's a 49ers guy.
AC, where you been? Who do you think?
Who had the running back at quarterback by the end of the playoff run.
See?
You know what I'm saying? So it's fair to say there are quarterback questions over there.
There are no quarterback questions.
Okay,
Stop
man.
it. There are no quarterback questions.
Okay. Steven Syrett, a dick, but in a nice way. So there's that out there as well. BK Brandon Katz says San Francisco is a clear contender. No question. Like their biggest question, to me, really, their only question, can they get a quarterback upright through a season? Like that is the question, because they haven't had that yet. They haven't. You know where I stand, man. Nick Bosa is one of the best players in football, a la he is in that discussion with your favorite quarterback too. Like he is incredible.
No
and
doubt.
guys, and if you haven't yet, I said this last week, if you watch a 49ers game, just watch Nick Bosa for 5 plays.
Man,
It's havoc.
electric.
It's havoc.
Electricity. He's a monster. He's a monster. But somebody was telling me, how many players did we have on that top 100 list? We had a gang of players on there. Loaded.
Yeah.
Low on both sides of the ball. Like, loaded.
No doubt. But, again, just for the Lions, the reason I have kind of tempered or never really messed with a win number per se is because it is pass-fail. It's pass-fail for the Lions. It's pass-fail for Jared Goff. And I'll tell you this, because I'm going to get into it next time. I'm going way off the sheet on you here. But the will of the people, Spenmo. We're a will of the people show here on Big D Energy. Because I'm seeing 2 constant themes over and over again. And I'm really getting fatigued by it. But I got to be better than that. I got to be better than that mentally. Because if I let it get to me in week 1 of the preseason, because we are in week 1 of the preseason, there is a game on Friday. If I let it get to me in week 1 of the preseason, what shot do I have by week 4 of the regular season? None. I got to get tougher.
Absolutely.
I got to get tougher, Lindsey. We're going to address it because there's 2 topics that I see pop up regularly. And it doesn't matter what we talk about.
Right.
We don't even talk about the Lions, and these subjects pop up. And we're going to get into it when we come back from the break because I do want to address it. I do want to talk about it. I think Spenmo's a good guy to bounce this stuff off of because he's got some thoughts on it. And then we're going to put it to bed for a while. And I'm not talking about it again until there's news about it. Or not, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to get into it anymore.
Right.
After that, but I do want to get into Planet Fitness because we are live at the Planet Fitness Studios. Look, they have a copy here for me to read about summertime's a great time to join at Planet Fitness and stuff like that. That's cool and everything like that. But guys, I just keep it real with you, man. I've been with Planet Fitness for 3 years. I'm a Black Card member. It's $24.99 a month. It's the best value in the gym game. If you got a club in particular that you like, you can get in there right now for $1 down and $10 a month for access to your home Planet Fitness. It's a no-brainer, guys. Look, you got fitness goals. You got stuff you want to do. Planet Fitness helped me accomplish everything I've wanted to do. Now, they didn't do it for me. I had to go do it. But at the same time, I could go do it because at Planet Fitness, there's over 2,400 of them in the world. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. Tomorrow, we're at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Guess what's around the corner? Planet Fitness, right there. Everywhere we go, there's one. And guys, I'm just telling you this. I know a lot of you out there, I've talked to some of you, are paying $70, $80, $90 a month for a gym membership because they got a cool, silly little rock wall that you've never been on once in your life. All right, stop. Planet Fitness is everything you need, guys. Trust me, I've been there 3 years. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot of your local Planet Fitness. It is Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for 5 Iron Golf. Think you can play some golf? How about beating a pro athlete? It's the Woodward Sports Thursday Night Golf League live at 5 Iron Golf, presented by Mark White and Associates, spanning 12 consecutive weeks, featuring famous courses from around the world, played on state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators in 5-Iron Golf's new 25,000 square foot facility in downtown Detroit. Can you beat Darren McCarty on hole 12 at Augusta National? What about outperforming Braylon Edwards on hole number 8 at Pebble Beach? Do you have what it takes? It's the weekly Thursday night 5-Iron Golf League, live from 5-Iron Golf in downtown Detroit, brought to you by Mark Whites and Associates. Go to 5irongolf.com for more info. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, that guy there, Lindsey Hunter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter here in the building. And I teased this before we went to the break. This always pops up, not Mike Gentry's head. Little Mike Gentry, by the way. Maybe we got to go from Big Mike Gentry to LMG.
LMG.
Little Mike Gentry. Give it a shot again. He's standing up now. Look at.
Yeah.
Look at little Mike Gentry.
I am little.
Do you start school this year?
Oh, don't do me like that. I'm older than half the people back there.
That man's a father, Neal.
Yes. I'm a father.
Just messing
Father
with
of
you.
one.
Father of one. Dad to many, right? Like that's what it is.
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
That was pretty good.
I like that one.
That was right off the top of my head, too.
He's good. He's good.
Hey, man, I do this for a living. This comes from Bronco 81. I agree with Brandon Katz.
What?
With Goff's contract right now, they can. I don't think in 2 years with a huge contract, they can, though. And the side discussion got into Jared Goff and the contract and all that kind of stuff. And I have Spencer Raxter here to mark me, Lindsey. But I'm done talking about that right now. I am. This is the contract this year, and this is the contract next year. And it's very, very, very friendly. It's almost $10 million cheaper than Daniel Jones. Very friendly. That's what the contract is, guys. So why are we looking 3 years, 2 seasons, the conclusion of 2 seasons, looking into a third season down the road right now, where the salary cap continues to escalate? It's this and the Jameson Williams thing that's all Lions fans want to talk about for some reason, Lindsey. Why? Why is that? Like, what's the fixation? I'm done with Jared Goff's contract. We ride this year.
Right.
This is it. The way the books have been set up, they still have cap space. You are year to year in the NFL. Year to year. We've seen the Chiefs deal with this and lose Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
And then Orlando Brown Jr.
And Frank
Clark. This is the nature of the NFL now. So, Lindsey, why are we like a two-party Lions discussion now? Why?
Well, part of the reason is quarterback contracts are always going to be talked about, especially when there's nothing been done, right? And they're going to constantly compare him with guys like Daniel Jones because he's better. And look what he got. So I don't think that will never die until he gets something done.
He's still under contract for 2 more seasons, though, man.
Doesn't matter. You know how this thing goes. It doesn't matter. And with J-Mo, people just like talking about him. Part of the reason is the mystique behind how great can he be. And, he's not playing right away. So everybody's, he's going to be a topic of conversation until he gets back on the field and starts producing. So it don't really bother me. Who cares? As long as these guys come out and they perform and the Lions do well, all those things will be on the back burner. Now, if they struggle, then, of course, there'll be more things to talk about. Should we sign, Goff?
If they struggle, then that warrants discussion.
Right.
At that time.
Right. Well,
it does not right now because
right.
he's coming off, statistically, his best season of his career.
Right. But until actual play starts, people are going to find things to talk about. They're just the nature of the business.
Well, we do, though. Like, we come up with stuff every single day to talk about with this football team.
Fans want to talk about certain things that fans want to talk about.
Spenmo, I'll go to you. A self-proclaimed Goff truther. Mm-hmm. That's your title, not mine.
That is true.
A self-proclaimed Goff truther. Are you thinking about this? Do you think about this? Do you understand why it just seems to be a constant topic of discussion? Because at this point, with the way everything's lined up for this year, you are year to year in the National Football League. And this year is lined up, and we ride. Where do you stand on this right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about it right now. I'm worried about the season. I'm worried about them getting out there and playing games. I understand why people are going to continue to talk about it because, he's the quarterback. He's your starting quarterback. It's the most high-profile position in all of sports. And they get paid more money than a majority of other people in all of sports. So
because it's the most important position in sports.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So I understand why it's going to be continued to talk about, but I'm not worried about it right now. What I'm worried about right now is Week 1 against Kansas City.
Man, you sound like a player.
I was just about to say that. Sounds like he's got to show up.
Spenmo, all I can do is control how I root for the game and hope the Lions you'll put forth a very good effort, and the result will take care of itself on Thursday. Spencer Raxter, probably. Right, BMG?
Yeah. Sounds like Spencer.
Yeah, we're going to go out there. We're going to play hard, play the whole game, 4 quarters. Give it all we got. Can't take a play off.
It's going to take a big effort.
Going to take a big effort out of everybody. Everybody's got to do their job, and we live with the results. If we can say we did our best every play, gave it all we had, you can live with the results at the end of the day.
All I want to do in that environment, all I want to do is just make enough plays to be in it in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And then put yourself in a position where you have an opportunity to win the football game and hope things shake out in your favor.
It's like hockey players are all the same. We're going to just go in there, get pucks deep, play hard.
You sound like him, too.
Getting pucks deep, get to the back of the net. Jonesy had a good game. He was playing out there. You just got to play hard, got to play the full ice.
Got to do better.
3 full periods, got to do better. Play tough, gritty.
You got to put a Y on the end of everybody's last name or an OR.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to do that.
You did good, Spence. You did good.
Thank you.
Public Enemy in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Lindsey, I'm curious get your take on this. Neal, the Stafford nut huggers don't want Goff to do what Stafford never did, and that's win a playoff game, but it's going to happen, so get used to it. And you know what? Public Enemy, that's a great point, and I never thought about that. Are there still Stafford people here?
I love Matt Stafford, but I want to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Stafford went and did his thing. We're on a new page now.
I mean, I think people respect him here because he was good. He could he could fling it, but he didn't win.
Yeah.
So respect. He won a Super Bowl elsewhere, but he didn't win it here.
Yeah, I love Stafford.
Right.
Stafford was a great
player.
player.
No ill will towards him, but I don't think that matters. Like, people don't care about what Stafford did here. He didn't win a playoff game.
And why wouldn't they want Goff to win a playoff game? That makes no sense.
Because it's well documented. That's a camp I'm in. Did great things for the community. As I always give the disclaimer, I drive by the field he built, in downtown Detroit on my way to Detroit City. Props to him. Good job. Appreciate what you did in the community here. But on the field, we never won a playoff game, bro.
Right.
So what was really different? Nothing. Nothing was really different.
That's my point.
So I can delineate the two.
Right.
I can delineate. And here's another angle to it too, to just kind of put the Stafford thing to bed. Is he had to be traded in order for this organization to get the tools necessary to take a step forward.
Absolutely.
Had to.
Yeah.
He was the only movable commodity.
Right.
And that's something that this organization, up until recently, was never fully capable of doing, committing to and doing. And they finally did it, and boom! Looks like they got good now, doesn't it?
Yes, they got potentially great. But it was a move that had to be made, though, I think. And they didn't just send him to purgatory. They sent him to the Rams. The Rams needed a quarterback. They wanted Stafford. They wanted a guy that, if need be, we can put the ball in his hands and he can throw it 45 times to get us a win.
Yeah.
And, hey, they won a Super Bowl, so
and as long as that safety drops the interception that hits him in the chest, the Rams will be good and they'll win a Super Bowl.
There you go.
That's what happened. Spenmo?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it happens every year.
Yeah, it happens
You're
every
always
year.
going to have a play like that on a Super Bowl run for sure.
No doubt. You got to be lucky to win a Super Bowl. No matter how good you are, there is a point where you have to be lucky to win.
Yeah.
Think about the Giants Super Bowls they won. Remember all the lucky plays that happened?
That was insane.
The football sticking to the helmet.
Yeah. Go back to when they beat the Bills, the missed field goal at the end.
Dude, there was so many plays that happened that shouldn't have happened, but that's what happens when you win Super Bowls.
Hear that, Maz? The Giants are nothing but luck, and Joe Namath sucks.
Ooh.
They are, though, if you look at it.
Yeah, but
those defenses were nasty.
Yeah, their defenses, they were straight up filthy.
I know, but in those games that they won, the defense had nothing to do with it.
No, they had something to do with it.
In the moment, they had nothing to do with it.
I mean, Strahan still made plays.
No, they were.
I know, and my favorite Michael Strahan play is when Brett Favre laid down for him so he could get the sack record. Laid on the ground.
He didn't want to
like
get
a
hit.
punk ass.
He didn't want to get hit. Neal, he didn't want to. He was going to get hit. He was sacked.
I thought Brett Favre plays football like a linebacker, though. That's why he plays like a linebacker. He's so tough.
Brett Favre's the man.
He's a bitch.
Brett Favre's the man.
Laid down on the ground.
He's a piece of shit. Total piece of shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
And his post-football track record ain't looking too good. And I say ain't for a fact.
Yeah, he's definitely a piece of shit. Steals money from charities and shit. But I just picture Brett Favre as the guy who's ripping a dart, throwing 50-yard bombs. Old gunslinger mentality.
Yep. Make sure your retirement fund's in order, though. Don't let him
for
poking
sure.
around your retirement fund.
For sure.
Allegedly. I better be careful.
Allegedly. Yeah, he's going to sue you like he did McAfee.
I said allegedly.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, allegedly, Brett Favre's a bitch. But he was fun to watch play football.
But he played like a linebacker.
He was fun to watch play football.
Yep. And that interception record will never be broken.
Never going to be broken.
Dude, somebody will win 500 games. Someone will break Cy Young's 511 win record before they break Brett Favre's interception record.
Yeah, I agree.
That is, every other record in sports will be broken before Brett Favre's interception record.
Gretzky's record's going to be broken. Nobody thought that would happen.
Yeah.
Ovi's going to break that record.
330 plus interceptions. You got to throw 33 a year for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
that will never be broken.
Never say never.
I'm not getting into the pics that Brett Favre sends on his cell phone.
Dick pics.
That popping.
It's Captain Hindsight in South Park. Brett Favre never should have sent pictures of his actual schlong. Captain Hindsight.
Oh, man. Public enemy. Neil Stafford is about to break the pick six record. Oh, but here we go.
Yeah.
I could never get away from it. It's a good time to go to break. Sports marketing agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast called This Is the S Word helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or some of you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com. The sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holt and Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
For Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Appreciate y'all jumping into there. And you can tell it's here. Viewership's popping off today. Everyone knows the story. It is a Lions game week. We are going heavy Lions today. There are a couple of there's a college football thing that I want to get to as well. I got a question for Michigan fans because I saw saw some things on social media, and it made me ask a question that I would like an answer to, so I'll go to the people. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ryan's Lion says, I don't know, Neal. Dakota Rain is on a pretty good track to beat the interceptions record. And just to put this in perspective, I looked up Rain Prescott's stats to date. And Rain has thrown 65 interceptions in his 7-year career so far. He's got no shot at getting to 330 plus like Brett Favre.
What about Jameis?
No.
If he plays?
No.
Jameis is the man, though.
Yeah.
30 and 30.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
Lindsey, you haven't heard this before. I want Jameis Winston back as a starter in the National Football League because I enjoy the Jameis Winston experience. I enjoy the 1 week where he throws for 480 and 5 touchdowns and 4 picks. And then I enjoy equally as much the next week when he throws for 81 yards and 4 picks and no touchdowns. And you never know what the hell is going to happen.
It's like a box of chocolates.
You can win a fantasy. He can win you a fantasy week single-handedly and lose you a fantasy week single-handedly. And I'm here for it.
He's the best interview ever,
yeah.
I love watching him play. You never know what the hell that stat line's going to look like. He's the only guy in the league, Lindsey. He could throw for 500 yards this week.
Yes.
And he could throw for 80.
Yes. You think he'll ever be a starter again?
I don't see how.
I don't think he will.
Which makes me sad.
You just want it for the theatrical
Yeah, dude. Lindsey, I'm different with all this stuff. I like entertainment.
Very true.
I like entertainment.
And he is entertaining.
Like, I'll give you a good example. The Denver Nuggets were kind of always my B team, even back when I was a little kid. Remember when they ran that offense, that 7-second offense, where they would shoot a 3 within 7 seconds?
I forgot who their coach was. Was it
Paul Westphal, right?
Yeah.
So, or Paul Westhead. Paul Westhead.
Yeah.
They wanted to shoot the ball in 7 seconds, preferably a 3-pointer. And they would lose games 170 to 160 every night. But it was fun as hell. And I would watch it every chance I got. And that's kind of how I got into the Nuggets. I love entertainment, Lindsey.
Right.
That's why I love Jameis Winston. That's why I love him.
Well, you absolutely love the NBA, today's NBA, because...
Yes, I do.
Pace and space, baby. Pace and space.
Yeah. LFG, Neal, I'm hearing Rain Prescott is already throwing interceptions in summer camp, but sadly those don't count.
Right. He's just warming up, though.
Mid-season form. In the cold Dakota rain.
AD's 4'11". Alex English, monster.
Yes.
Monster.
Didn't one of the D-backs say something very disrespectful to Dak?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very...
Call him a bitch-ass bleep.
Yes.
Trayvon Diggs.
Well, that's... Trayvon Diggs works in a different space than the most of us do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All I know is I forget who. I think LaShawn McCoy was talking about it.
He was like, nobody.
Yeah, he's like, you see the guys I've been around. You know, Patrick Mahomes, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Vicks, all the quarterbacks he's been around. No one would ever think to say something like that to them. And so he's like, that proves to me that they don't respect him, and they're getting kind of sick of him being the face of this team.
Right.
That's what Shady McCoy said about it.
Let's go, baby.
I agree. You're not going to see anybody saying that to Goff. Nobody on the Lions would say that to Goff.
No.
Nobody on the Eagles would say that to Jalen Hurts.
Nothing makes my day better than discord in the Dallas Cowboys organization.
That's fair.
Jack Harrington says Jerry Jones will not allow Rain Dakota slander.
Well, he allowed it in practice.
Jerry Jones needs to allow himself to hire a GM. That's what he needs to allow.
No, let him keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Louis Perlacki says, can we hate on Russell Wilson? Always. You can fire away Russell Wilson slander in the chat, and they will all get read. Because there's that right there.
There he is,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Side. Balance.
The football in his hand.
Holding the football.
Balance. All abs.
That, just get one of those little rollers.
Just use the roller wheel.
No, he needs a football. He has to get ready for the season. This is increasing his grips.
Heavyweights is such a good movie.
So, Lewis, does that answer your question? Yes. You have free Dakota Rain to hate on Russell Wilson on this show.
Russ is
You ever
going to
do
cook
something
this
dangerous? I have.
year. You haven't heard talk from training camp? Russ has been flawless.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Good luck in that division.
I like Sean Payton a lot, but yeah, that division's tough.
You know what bothers me about that division, too? Is when the Chargers play the Broncos twice a year, someone has to win. Like, someone gets credit for a win.
That's fair.
That's what bothers me. I want the Raiders to be good again.
Hey, Brandon Katz says Russell Wilson has the highest QBR
I
in
know,
the fourth quarter in NFL game since 2014.
I know.
Brandon Katz loves Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I know. He was the biggest bum in the league last year. That's a fact.
Explain that, Katz.
Yeah.
That team was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was bad. I enjoyed it, though.
Yep. Burns says all Russ did was get good at holding a kettlebell and a football. David wants to know, is Russ training for the Winter Olympics? Is he going to be on the slalom team?
Speed skating. Apollo Ono. Is that the guy's name?
I will not discuss Russell Wilson's body position when he urinates. Those will not get
He
read.
definitely pees sitting down.
Oh, God.
I will not discuss his body position when he urinates. We will not discuss that on the show. That's a line too far.
Hey, look. You can talk about Russ all you want to. He's winning. His wife is gorgeous.
He gets cucked by Future, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but did you see the rebuttal? The rebuttal was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The rebuttal. He's winning, Neal. He's winning. Man, I'll be winning on the football field.
Shout out to my boy Future. Valentine's Day, the worst day. Got too many to please. That's a banger.
Yeah, he better. Hey, he does have too many pleas. He's back in child support court.
Yeah. He's got the money
Better
for it.
sit down somewhere.
He's not Nick Cannon level yet, but he's
Well, nobody is.
Chief Keef. Chief Keef's
That's
got
fair.
10 and 10.
But Nick is taking care of his, though.
Yeah. Chief Keef's got 10 and 10.
Can't get mad at.
That's Sean Kemp level.
10 kids, 10 baby mamas.
That's
Sean Kemp level, bro.
pretty bad.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Burn in all caps so you know he's serious. Says, anyone who knows a thing about training knows that's all bogus work. Lindsey, you know a thing or two about training. Care to comment on his workout regimen?
Who said that?
Burn in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Was there any legitimacy to what he was doing there?
Yes. It's all relative
To what?
to what you're working on.
What's he working on?
Abs. Abs are going to be tight. Core. Hey, center of the universe is the core.
You ever work out on the team plane?
No.
High knees
up and down the aisle?
But to his credit, they were traveling far, right?
They were going to London, yeah.
It was a long flight, so he wanted to keep everything, you know what I'm saying? Keep everything in order.
You ever see anybody work out on the team plane?
No, nobody's ever done that.
But if you work out on the team plane and then go out there and put out a shit game even after working out,
You're getting clowned in that locker room, aren't you?
Yes. Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay. I just wanted to know, Lindsey, if you had ever seen it before. Burn also says there are way better core workouts than any of that stuff.
Burn. The man is doing his core workout. Everybody wants to do their. Everybody has.
I don't know, those rollouts.
Yeah, those are tough.
Those are tough.
Yeah, when he's rolling out with the football in it, that's tough.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Isaac Lee, have you seen Jameis Winston's workouts?
Awesome.
No.
They're awesome.
No, because he doesn't need to share it publicly because he's just in the lab doing work.
He shares them publicly, and they're awesome.
Oh, yeah. They are great.
He had a guy swinging a stick at him while he was in.
Yeah, he was like whipping him with something. He was pretending to move around the pocket. That video, that video is
awesome.
gold.
Awesome, man.
Jameis is the man.
And those workouts are guaranteed to increase your interceptions by 10 every year.
Well, they must be.
Jameis is 100 times cooler than Russ will ever be. Russ is such a dork.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Finally somebody said it.
Yeah.
Let's just be real too.
Okay, hey, why is Russ a dork to you
He's
guys?
cringe, man. Like those video, the Subway commercial. Have you done anything dangerous? I have. You're eating a fucking Subway sandwich, bro. What's so dangerous about that? He's just so cringe, man. I can't stand cringe.
He's corny, yes. He's
mad
corny.
You corny, dog. Like, that's all I think about. Chappelle's show.
He's corny, but hey, Russ a good guy, right?
The action
I'm
figure
sure
hair.
He's a good guy.
I'm sure he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy.
He's got G.I. Joe hair. Like it's just placed on, like Lego hair. Like it's just like snapped onto the top of his head.
Ain't no dude.
Hey, we said we just made a whole segment out of Russell Wilson slander. That's right. We got to put my face on that. Yeah. That was a whole slander. A whole segment on Russ Wilson slander.
He's corny.
Yes. And ineffective last year.
Yeah, he was horrible last year.
Thank you.
But it just wasn't all on him.
Nick Earl says, I bet he's not a good dude.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a douchebag.
No. I've never heard anything bad like outside of him being corny.
Richard Sherman and
they didn't like him because he was corny.
Say.
And no, they don't like him because they have to go through his agent if they want to contact Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch have to go through his agent if they want to contact
Marshawn
him.
Lynch can't just text him?
No. They both said on this podcast that like last year when he was like, he was going through it, he's dealing with some struggles, they were like they wanted to call him and like, talk to him, keep his spirits up, give him a pep talk, and they had to contact his agent to contact him. That's the two most important players in your career.
Man, when you got one of the hottest wives in the world, you have to put a barrier between you and the regular people. They were no longer in the NFL. So now they were regular civilians.
So now they go behind the wall.
Don't get mad at Russ for putting barriers up.
And one of his stipulations for the Denver contract was that he got his own office.
Yeah, but they got rid of that though.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. If you negotiate what you can.
They gave it to him, so good on him.
Why would that be so important to you? Like, let me get an office at the facility.
The dude probably was just like, hey, I'm going to ask for an office and see what they go for it. And they did. Right?
It's fair.
Should have threw a Bugatti in there. Hey, can I get a Bugatti?
Yeah. Team plane. Let me use the team plane.
Right.
There's you guys hear anything about this? About Aaron Rodgers being out of shape or anything like that?
This year?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
LFG said, Neal, Jets management may have interest in Carson Wentz for QB2.
I mean, they got Zach Wilson still, but
that means they don't like Zach.
I'm just wondering.
People ask me, what's Carson Wentz going to do?
Yeah, I wouldn't say Carson Wentz is that much of an upgrade over Zach Wilson.
Spenmo, people ask me about it. Big Ten expansion. Mm-hmm. Let's touch on it in the next segment.
Big 20.
Big 20, yeah. A little twin. The big twin.
20-twin.
No, we will. We'll touch on it because I want to get Spenmo's thoughts on it too as a Michigan State Spartan fan.
I need some from a cataracts. Call this right here twin,
right?
Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because you can walk in any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut and automatically be entered for your chance to win not one but two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC Ferndale. That's right, one car for you and one for your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the minute-by-minute leasing agreement. by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Look to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call them at 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter here with you. I do want to talk about the Big Ten, but before we do that, this just kind of caught my eye. We have TVs up here in the studio, and they have the Little League World Series, like the regionals playing out right now, all the elimination games and stuff like that. The team from Georgia, they have hoodies on, like under their uniform.
Yeah.
Like the hoodie movement. I see them in golf all the time now. Yeah. Lots of dudes are wearing hoodies at golf. This is the first time I've seen it in baseball.
You don't like that?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just like I couldn't do. Like I wouldn't want to play golf in a hoodie.
I agree.
Like it would be weird.
I don't know. That doesn't really matter to me.
It's got to be like one with those like nice hoods that are kind of like straight up. But no, I agree.
It's weird.
I half zip it all the time.
You know, the NBA have been doing that, the warm-ups with the hoodies.
Yeah, and that's what kind of spawned the movement.
Yep.
And I'm not while I am a hoodie guy, like in fall, like I love me a hoodie just as much as anybody else. Right. I do, but not if I'm doing something physical. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm playing basketball or golf,
right,
or running, I don't like it.
Well, if it's cold, I'll run in a hoodie outside.
Speaking of that, I'm signed on the dotted line. I'm doing the Free Press Half Marathon.
Nice.
When is that?
October 15th.
Too cold for me, buddy.
I know, but it's a crapshoot, man. I did do the half marathon back in 2014. I want to say 2014ish. Wow, it was another level, man.
Yeah.
Like you're running for 2 hours, man.
Yeah, I'm not running that long in no cold. Like I can do 15, 20 minutes in the cold, but I'm tapped out after that, bud.
Yeah. So I'm locked in. It's public. Like we're doing it. Wyatt Bear, October 15th is a perfect temperature. It depends. You get that wind whipping through downtown Detroit, it sucks, especially when you got to run into it.
What is Wyatt thinks a perfect temperature is? 50?
I think that's a perfect temperature for as long as it's not windy. 50, 55, yeah. No. To run a half marathon, BMG?
I guess, but
13.1 miles.
I don't care. Give me some warm weather, man.
Gotta be a little warmer.
Yeah. Go Blue says half marathons aren't too bad. I've done 6 of them, never finished though, and said let's do that again. I have no idea how people do full marathons. Good luck, Neal. No, I've done it before too, and I remember after I finished, I said I'm never doing that again, because the last 1,000 yards, every step I took, my calf would cramp up, and then when I finished the step, it would let go, and then it would cramp up, and you know when them cramps decide that it's a wrap, it's a wrap.
Over.
You gotta eat a banana halfway through.
I do have to do a better job of that.
Monkeys never cramp.
They never do, man.
That's one of the best.
They don't run either.
Yeah, but it is fitting though. It was fitting that Go Blue jumped in to that discussion. The Big Ten did add officially Washington and Oregon, so they have officially landed the death blow to the Pac-12. So they will join USC and UCLA. And Lindsey, it's not really news worthy per se, because we talked about this on the show last week and it played out like I thought that it would. They're getting Oregon and Washington and only paying them 50 cents on the dollar ish. Full Big Ten members, Purdue, Rutgers, Maryland, they all get the 60 million plus, just like Michigan and Ohio State, the people that are responsible for the money. They get right around 60 million. Oregon and Washington will get 30 million. And never more has it been more apparent that college sports is no different than corporate America, because you know what this was, Lindsey? They bought a distressed athlete.
Yep.
They bought a distressed program. They bought a distressed asset. That's what it was. Oregon and Washington, Lindsey, had nowhere to go because their conference was dying around them, so they became desperate. and they took 50 cents on the dollar to join the Big Ten.
Yeah, and it just didn't do much for me. I think Oregon will benefit more so because they have all the bells and whistles, so they can probably attract, the better players, and being in the Big Ten will help them more than probably it will help Washington. But it didn't really do much for me. I wasn't really blown away by them adding those teams.
No, and nor was I, because, look, top end, this isn't going to be popular, so just get ready. Top end, Washington's football program have proven that they're pretty much kind of like Michigan, where they can make the playoff, get cooked. No, what's Spenmo? Am I being obtuse here?
Washington hasn't made the playoffs.
Yeah, they have.
When?
They've made the playoffs before.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember making
I know it's not going to be popular. Look it up, Spenmo.
Yeah.
I want to say they went twice.
I think Michigan's a little better than Washington.
Whatever. The ceiling is the same. Okay. Now they're going through their downtime now, which is different timing than when Michigan went through their downtime. But they've proven that. Basketball, they've been woefully underachieving.
Yeah.
I remember we played there, Lindsey. I want to say it was a year when you were at Buffalo when we were in the Great Alaska Shootout together.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
I think we played them. I think we played them that year. They had, and I could be off with it, they had 2 lottery picks, and we beat them by 30.
They made the playoffs in 2016. No.
Kay Felder had 38 against them. Martez Walker had 2. We killed them. They had Marquise Christ and DeJounte Murray, and we buried them. And that's the moral of the story is Washington always disappoints you.
Right.
And Oregon used to be good. And they're just another program with cool uniforms now.
Mm-hmm. They do still produce some good quarterbacks, though. That's about it. And they have the best gear.
Yeah,
their gear is top tier.
Yeah, so it is top tier. Bradley K says Washington was still 11-2 last year, and that's what I said too. 2 years ago, they lost to Montana at home, and they were going through it. But again, that's kind of their top shelf. They're like a fringe playoff team at their best, and Oregon is kind of the same.
Yeah.
So it's just, guys, I'll explain it to you like this. Here's why it went down, and it's no other reason, because I see everybody talking about fit and, now the baseball team has to fly out there, and none of that matters, guys. None of it matters. Here's what matters. Here's the deal. Once again, and I've explained this, Spenny, I've done a good job, I think, of explaining this to the people. Mm-hmm. Once again, you can put the Big Ten Network on in Seattle and Portland, and you can collect all the revenue from it, and that's how it's going to work, and you're paying them half.
Right.
This is actually going to be probably in the end a profitable move for the Big Ten because they will make more television money just from Big Ten Network distribution. That's why it was done. No one gives a shit about fit. No one cares about the athletics to it all. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. That's why this was done. Period. End of story. I almost glossed over it and didn't talk about it, which someone would say, man, you're in Detroit sports. How can you not talk about it? Well, very simple. It was a corporate merger.
Right.
Do we talk about an airline takeover? No. That's all this was.
Right.
This was JetBlue and Spirit combining into one airline. That's what it was. Sorry, Lindsey, I'm sorry. If that takes the thrill out of it for you.
No, it was.
But that's
never,
what it is.
It was never thrilling to me when it didn't even happen. When they started talking about it, I was like, okay, move on. What's the big deal? Unless somehow Oregon just becomes a powerhouse again and challenges, Michigan for that top spot, and Ohio State. I don't see that happening.
No.
So.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What, Bo Nix doesn't do it for you? No, he does not. Show me a big road win he's ever had. It'll be the first. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. John Fisher. Does a Big Ten channel get more money for more viewers? Normal TV stations don't operate that way. John, last year I kind of broke this down for everybody, and it made sense. So here's the deal, John. Here's how it works. For every new market the Big Ten goes into, the Big Ten Network gets distributed to all the TV subscribers in said market. So if you're a Comcast subscriber, DirecTV subscriber, anybody that carries a Big Ten network, now when teams move into that region, the Big Ten network is put on the cable distribution or the satellite distribution or the streaming distribution or whatever. The flat payment changes depending on the market, but it's roughly about 70 cents per subscriber that the Big Ten gets for being on a distribution list for a television provider. 70 cents per household. You pay it. Whether you watch it or not, no one cares. You get 70 cents per person because the person subscribing pays 70 cents for the Big Ten network every single month. Times, I think there's roughly 1 million Xfinity subscribers in Seattle alone. So right there, 1 million times 70 cents times every month. And that's just in Seattle.
All about the money.
You see what I'm saying?
All
Like that's
about
the
money.
paper trail you never hear about. That's why this is done. And this was perfect for the Big Ten because they're buying low.
Yep.
And it didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was Oregon and Washington or Oregon State and Washington. It didn't matter. The names are inconsequential. This was a corporate merger with no shareholders. That's what this was.
Hey, man. Buy low, sell high.
That's it.
That's
like
what they
that.
did.
That's it. That's all, man.
Right.
There's nothing else to it. There's nothing else to it. Dave Schultz says Eastern Michigan has more Big Ten wins than Rutgers. Right, guys. And I saw somebody earlier, I think it was Shad216 said that Eastern Michigan should just take Rutgers' spot in the Big Ten. No, Rutgers is one of the most valuable members of the Big Ten. Dollar for dollar. Now remember that model we just talked about?
Right.
Apply that to New York City.
Right.
Apply that to New York City. Rutgers is one of the most valuable. Rutgers, I would argue, is the most valuable non-Michigan, non-Ohio State member of the Big Ten.
And they haven't been bad in basketball either. They've been okay.
Right.
Been decent.
See, and that's what everybody's talking about now. Everybody's talking about like records and what USC did in the Big Ten. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. How many TVs can we get the Big Ten network on? That's what matters.
Right.
That's it. That's all. The records, the travel, none of it matter.
You think they'll end up getting Houston or A&M or TCU?
If they were
or
smart,
something?
they would.
Yeah.
We when we talked about this the last time, that's what I said. I said if I'm the Big Ten,
I'm getting Miami and Houston.
I'm definitely going to get Houston.
Yeah.
For sure. I would have had Houston yesterday.
Miami, Houston, and Georgia Tech. Those would be the next.
If it were me, I would do Houston and Georgia Tech next.
Yeah.
But Georgia Tech can't get out of the ACC.
Yeah.
Like that's been the holdup with the ACC. So the ACC has done some mafia-ish with the teams that are in there. They have. So their rights deal runs through 2036. If you leave the ACC, they keep your TV money.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? They charge you that TV money. That TV money that they were going to get from you or because of you have to pay that back.
Nobody's leaving there.
Well,
time soon.
Florida State has their lawyers working on it right now to try to find a way out, which just means they're trying to negotiate a buyout.
Exactly.
Corporate world again.
Right.
Clemson and Florida State right now, they'll probably be the next ones in.
The Big Ten? You think?
I think so, yeah. I think they'll probably be the next ones in.
Florida State would be cool.
But they're working on a buyout.
Yeah.
I always see Florida State as more of an SEC team, though.
That's what I was thinking, too.
They give me that SEC vibe.
But they already got Florida. So Big Ten needs a team in Florida. And Texas.
They need one in Houston. And it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess Houston fits. But.
And the only thing that's really happening, and I think someone mentioned it years ago, this thing is turning. It's going to end up being two super conferences.
Yeah.
That's going to battle everything out. You know, it'll be the SEC and the Big Ten.
I saw this meme, and it was like 20 years in the future, and it was this giant dude with a huge sword, and it was like 182 team super conference, and then it was one little guy with a little sword. It was like Notre Dame.
Well, and that goes into the Notre Dame discussion too. I've given you guys the reasons why they're not going to join. Yeah. They're not joining the Big Ten because Lindsey, all they care about is the control.
Yeah.
If the money's close, they'll give up a couple bucks to still be in control, to still call their own shots. When you get into conference administrators and school administrators, there is more ego in that room than you can possibly imagine. You think athletes have egos? You think coaches have egos?
We talked about that.
Talk about administrators and their egos.
It's even worse.
It's even worse.
Yep, and it's just hidden because they're not,
they're the gatekeepers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like it is. Jack Harrington says Florida State's trying to get out of the ACC. Yes, they are. They're working on the moves for it right now. Burns says the Big Ten may have killed the ESPN with this move because they have to cut them off from every major market outside Texas, and the Big 12 is with Fox. Yeah, but Burn, the SEC's proven that they're a self-substantiating organization. Man, I blew the break, didn't I? Sorry about that,
that's
man.
all right.
Hey, all I know is that the Pac-12 needs a guardian right now.
That's for sure. They need someone to look out for them, and maybe they should hire Guardian Alarm. Because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. To brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit. But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports. Detroit's winning sports network.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry, and of course, Spencer Raxter as well. All of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Just talking about the expansion for the Big Ten, taking on Oregon and Washington. And to me, it doesn't move the needle, because all that was a corporate merger, corporate takeover, hostile takeover, whatever corporate jargon you want to use, because the Big Ten bought a distressed asset and gave them 50 cents on the dollar for their product. That's it. That's all. And it's a formula that has worked. And what's funny to me, Spenmo, how do you feel about it, by the way? As a Michigan State guy, how do you feel about it?
I'm neutral. It doesn't really matter.
How do you feel about the state of all this right now?
I don't like what the state of college football is. Like, I think the NCAA is a joke. But, it is what it is. It's all about money, so we'll see what happens. But I think it's cool to have USC and UCLA and stuff like that in there. Like, I would love to go see MSU play USC, in the Rose Bowl. That'd be dope.
Yes.
So I'll probably get down and do something like that sometime.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to a game at the Rose Bowl. The timing hasn't worked out yet, but I definitely do want to do it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Brandon Katz says anyone can stream college football for free. Brandon, no, you can't. Not reliably, especially if you're a fan of a team. That's what this is all built on, man. And it doesn't. Even that doesn't matter, Brandon. I don't get the disconnect with people. The Big Ten Network distribution money is where this is at. And obviously, the network deals are very, very nice too. The billion-dollar platforms with Fox and all that. The TV money is all this is, dude.
Cat said it's advertising money. He said, that's wrong. It's advertising money. Go, Cats.
Corey Berry says, looking forward to the LA schools playing cold weather games in November. What is our fascination with that?
I don't know.
The advantage. The advantage. That's the only fascination because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Wyatt Bear says a 9-team ACC would be amazing. Play each team in football, play home and home in basketball as well. And Fletch Lives Daily says it's all about the universities getting paid. I mean, yes, that's what it is. But don't let a student athlete want to do an autograph signing for money using their likeness. Don't let that happen because then it's all astray. Now the system's crumbling. Now what are we doing to lead young men and young women into this world? What are we teaching them?
I'm just waiting for the day for them to just totally annihilate the NCAA.
Yeah.
I
think,
they already have.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I'm talking about really annihilated. Like it's done with. Like there is no more formation of the NCAA.
There isn't now, Lindsey.
Well,
it's over.
I mean, it still is in place, and they still pretend to run everything. So
yeah, but it's just pretend.
I know,
like it's not real.
I know. I just hate all the. You should read some of the rules and regulations that they've put out that used to be out. It was so crazy. Kids couldn't give a kid a sandwich if you were a coach. A sandwich.
Yeah.
If a kid was starving. You couldn't give him a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, and NCAA is like second behind FIFA.
Right.
No, they're third, the Olympic Committee.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The Olympic, it's FIFA and the Olympics Committee. They run neck and neck. Like the Olympic Committee has sunk countries, like Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They destroyed Greece economically.
Well, I mean, yeah.
No, Spenmo, they did.
Yeah. Made them build
all those stadiums, dude, for 2 months.
Yeah. And then they never get used again.
Yeah, and they never recovered from. And then the bill came due.
I'll never financially recover.
Yeah. Tiger King was in there talking about.
Yeah, that was legendary.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all it was. It was just kind of a giant non-starter for me, where there was not really much to talk about with it.
Yeah.
And it's not done. It's not over. And I always thought, Lindsey, how you talked about like the NCAA. I always thought the SEC kind of gave me the feel like they were going to break off and do their own thing, have their own TV deal, have their own rules.
SEC Network's the only one that's worth anything.
And no one watches it because it's not like where they make their mistake is they don't distribute it as part of like basic packages, like the Big Ten Network is. Mm-hmm. SEC Network is like very. I don't even know if I have it or not. Well, I don't have a TV subscription either, though. So
that's fair.
So I guess I don't. I have the Disney bundle and watch ESPN Plus all the time.
TV,
yeah. So I don't even know if I have it. I've never looked. So there's that as well. Jack Harrington watches the SEC Network. So Kat says the SEC basically operated independent of the NCAA, and that's we're talking about like figureheads now. Like the NCAA is dead, and they have been dead.
Yeah.
They just don't know it yet.
They're like the queen.
They're still trying.
They are the queen of England of sport.
Just doesn't do anything. Just a figurehead.
Everybody bows when they walk by and everything.
And now she's dead.
They're trying, man.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
So yeah. But there's just not much to there. They are not done expanding though. The Big Ten will add somebody from the ACC. I believe Florida State and Clemson. They will get them once they find out a way. Once they negotiate their corporate buyout from the ACC. Their leverage buyout. So we'll do that. Got some more line stuff to get into when we come back. Spenny, tell them about Dispo.
I will tell them about Dispo because we're going to be there on Friday. So make sure you come join us live at the Dispo. It's going to be awesome. It's always a good time. They always take care of us. Join us in the Dispo family at their Hazel Park location on August 11th for Ermanni and Edwards and the Woodward Heavyweights from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Come prepared as Dispo Dispensary takes your cannabis experience to new heights. Located at 634 West 9 Mile Road, Hazel Park, Michigan. See you there for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz and the Heavies live August 11th at Dispo Dispensary. You know it's Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast from. Latest episodes go right to your phone. You don't have to do anything. If you're lazy like me, it's perfect. Like every morning I get up to go run, I open up my podcast app, and all the new ones are all populated right there. It's wild. What a time to be alive. Sound like my dad, right? Sound like my dad. Just wrapped up that Big Ten expansion discussion. Oh, by the way, real quick, when I was walking to the bathroom between segments, I saw on one of the TVs in the conference office, the Barbie movie just crossed $1 billion globally.
People are saying Barbie's like Black Panther for white girls.
That's fair.
I heard it was good. I didn't see it.
My wife said it sucked.
Really?
Yeah,
No
she took my
way.
daughter.
Wow.
She took my daughter to go
You
see
didn't go
it.
along, Neal?
No, I missed that one.
Oppenheimer was
Tough.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's one of the best movies.
Is
I've
that
ever
good?
seen. Yeah.
I started to go see that.
It's amazing.
May have to check that out.
The depth of the cast is really good too. Like all the guys, even like the smaller roles. Like obviously they got the A-listers in there too, but even like the smaller roles, you're like, oh, that's that guy from this, and oh, that's the guy from that. And, like, it's really good.
I started to go see that.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, did your dad put you in a wall? No, that was just Lindsey that did that to his son. It wasn't me.
Yep, that was me. That'd be me.
You know what though? No, like the schedule didn't work out. That's why I didn't go with them.
Yeah.
But low key, because my wife never watches, you guys like these little moments when I give you guys this. My wife never watches, so I can say this. I would have gone to see Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's a baddie.
That's facts.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who's in it. I'm not going to see no damn Barbie.
Margot
movie.
Robbie and Wolf of Wall Street.
Unbelievable.
I'm not going to see Barbie. I don't care who's.
Lindsey.
No.
My favorite.
Margot Robbie's a baddie.
One of the best
Come on,
scenes in
Lindsey.
Wolf of
Come
Wall
back down to
Street.
earth.
Yeah.
No.
One
To
of the best
see
scenes in Wolf of Wall
Barbie?
Street is when Jonah Hill comes down the stairs and he's just jerking off. He's like, she's so hot, Jordy.
Like in front of everybody, like at the party.
In front of his wife and shit. Oh, man.
I'm not.
That's a great scene.
Yeah. Nick Pancone. Neal had to get a cart full of air filters for his 2 furnaces. I just bought them last weekend, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
I did buy a multi-pack, though.
That's what it's all about.
I did buy the multi-pack. I'm about that life.
Steve Reinhardt says Lindsey's not to see Barbie because he goes home and plays with them.
Yeah.
Screw you, Steve. I don't play with Barbies.
Let's go Red Wing Sparty. Margot Robbie bumps up those numbers for sure. And I for real would have willingly went to see it.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. I heard Ryan Gosling's really funny in it, too.
So you guys would go see Barbie?
I mean, yeah, if old girl wants to go see Barbie,
Yeah.
I'll go see Barbie with her.
Dude, Lindsey, Margot Robbie is hot. Period. End of story.
You can see her anywhere.
That's true.
Shout out to Fappening.
Now is where I will get off the exit and Spenny will continue down the highway.
One of the greatest times in American history.
Who farted?
The Fappening was amazing.
Who farted says Margot Robbie bumps up my numbers.
Facts.
That's fair.
There will be a Barbie too, though. It has to be.
The producer said she has no plans to make a sequel, but you make $1 billion, you make a second one.
Yeah, they just say that too.
I have no plans to be hired anywhere else either. I have no plans to have that discussion. But things change. When you make $1 billion banger,
yep.
Right.
Everything changes, right? Which is what I would say too. Like, I don't really have an interest in making a second one.
Of course.
So they got to open up that checkbook so you have an interest.
Exactly.
Make me have an interest in doing a second one.
Yep. Just like Monty didn't want to come coach in Detroit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Until he did.
Until you hear highest paid coach in NBA history.
Oh, well, honey, I think we should reconsider.
Yep. Speaking of Monty Williams, a couple of his players made some news over the weekend. Cade Cunningham was putting in work. And that was Cade Cunningham at Team USA training camp in Vegas, at UNLV's practice facility. But Lindsey, Cade and Jalen Duren kind of stole the show a little bit as far as the media went. And I guess my question to you, Lindsey, is this something or are we overblowing this? You tell me.
No, it's something because I heard they dominated how many games they played? Two games?
Yeah.
3 games? They played 3 games and they dominated 2 of them.
Said they're the best players on the court.
Yeah. I got to call my boy Grant Hill and see what's going on. They have to make some roster changes. They have to make some roster changes. If those young boys are dominating those guys now, what are they going to do in international play?
Mm-hmm.
Because international play has changed.
No doubt. WoodwardSports.com chat thread here on Mark M. Has he beefed up a little? Yes, a lot. They're saying he could be like 230.
That's what I like to hear.
And he is thick, Cade.
Yeah, but you don't want to. I don't want him to get too, because when you start having those lower leg injuries, you don't want to carry all that weight.
Well, he was 220 before, though.
Yeah, so I mean, he wasn't frail.
No, not. That was the thing, Lindsey. Like, I talked about this when they drafted him, because we played them that COVID year, and we were at Oklahoma State, and when he walked out onto the court, like the way the 2 was stretched across the back. Like, that's the telltale for me with basketball dudes.
Right.
Like, when that nameplate and that number is stretched across the back, that's when you know they're men.
Right.
And that's what stuck out to me was he was a man. That even, like, going back to the LeBron thing, I was all in on LeBron working the body.
Right.
Right? Like, there is no filling out. No, he's ready to go now.
Jalen Duren is like that.
Jalen Duren is a man.
He was like that at 17.
Cade is a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they did that. They were touched by God, though. And Cade Cunningham is thick.
Yeah, I like guys like progressively gain, because the older you get, you
well,
put
Lindsey, people forget he didn't play last year. This is what he was doing.
I know, but hopefully I just don't want it to like slow him down or make him that weight sometimes. Like, everybody want Luka to drop, they want him to drop some pounds. So
yes.
And that 82 games, man, you feel it.
No doubt.
You feel it.
C. Gerald wants to know, is Cade going to get suspended for the first 6 games for physically abusing Brunson and Halliburton? He was killing them guys.
He was.
But, Lindsey, again, for the naysayers, for the doom and gloom about the Pistons, and I don't want to say the hate, but you know how it is when why are you talking Pistons? I'm telling you guys, man, like, Cade Cunningham played, 9 games last year. We forget that. For whatever reason, we forget that.
I didn't forget it. I watched it. I watched it without him.
Jalen Duren, man.
Mm-hmm. And you bring in Sawyer and Monty Williams, like Jaden Ivey year 2.
I'm not calling for the playoffs.
I am.
I know Lindsey is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying playoffs are bust.
Hey,
but I am saying
you're gonna be shocked when they make the playoffs. Watch.
I will be. Yeah, I will be.
I won't be. I'm expecting it.
But I'm just saying, They are going to be a different looking team next year.
If they stay healthy, everybody stays healthy. I think they're gonna make a run.
Cade changes everything defensively. Everything.
Yeah.
Can guard 1 through 3. You can go through your guard rotation, and you can match up however you need to match up.
I mean, they're loaded. I think, perimeter wise, interior wise, they're loaded. They got size. I mean, they're just young. That's the only thing. And you added Monty Morris, who adds a little some veteran, savvy in there. I mean, I love the makeup of the team. I don't know if they'll make any more moves. They probably will because they got a log jam at the guard position. They'll probably make another move. But, man, I love the makeup of the team so far.
Time to learn Chinese, Killian.
See, Speaking of Silky Johnson,
I had Killian's back for a while, man. I thought he could be, but it's just he's bad.
You've seen enough.
Yeah, you can't shoot in the 20s from 3 and 30s from the field.
Brandon Katz, somebody have the second worst roster in the East after Washington. This guy,
he knows everything about everything.
How is Charlotte's roster better?
Right, Katz knows nothing.
How's Orlando's roster better?
I wouldn't even say Atlanta's roster's better.
I was gonna get to Atlanta.
What are you talking about, Katz? This dude, man.
Cade Cunningham played 9. I got to remind everybody, played 9 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I have to remind everybody. So
he's telling me, they have LaMelo Ball, Bridges, and Miller. So effing what? What have they done? What? Come on, man. This guy's just talking, man.
Just talking to talk. Hey, I'm not talking to talk when I tell you about Strawberry Fest at Big Boy, guys. We're running out of time here. Strawberry season is winding down. Get in there for breakfast. Have the strawberry hotcakes or red velvet waffle. Get in there for lunch. Have the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad. And go in there just strictly for dessert. Why not? Strawberry Fest time. You can have the OG, the classic strawberry pie, deep fried vanilla Oreos perhaps, or the strawberry hot fudge cake. All of that and more. Get to your local Big Boy today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for power equipment, sales, service, and parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, Ellis Tractor, Steel, and more, servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Company, your power equipment playground.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter. This made me laugh in the chat thread, and I don't know why. QT said, did Crystal with an X of the Planet Fitness ads run off with Fish?
Yeah, she might have. I wouldn't doubt it.
Good get for Fish, man.
Good get for Fish, for sure.
I respect his game, no doubt about it. Just final segment of the show. Got any questions for Lindsey? Fire away with that. We'll do those as well. Except there's a Brandon Katz moratorium on questions.
Embargo on Katz.
Brandon, I'm sorry, bro, but to say Charlotte's roster is better than the Pistons roster is not one of your better takes. I defend you more than most, Katz, but this one you're off base.
Katz doesn't watch basketball. That's all.
Corey Berry, how can she not run off with Fish? Crystal with an X. Ryan says, freedom of speech ain't for everyone. And it's not free.
And it's not free.
And that is Brandon Katz, by the way. Remember, you can get 1 week of MLB access for $99. And the greatest hat of all time.
Of all time.
Spemo, that's criminal. You don't have that hat.
I know.
Criminal.
I got to get one.
You do. It's funny because I actually ordered one for Army. And I got a UNLV one because they're dope.
Yeah.
Because I was big UNLV back in the day.
Hell yeah.
And then I ended up getting a Canes one, Hurricanes one. And I was going to get the Cox one, but they were out.
Oh, yeah. They sell fast.
Yeah. So I was actually going to get it, and I didn't. We'll have the college football show coming up in just a little bit. 2 weeks away from that as well, where we'll bust out all the college memorabilia. I got a big college football announcement of my own that I'll be making, too, coming up to that. So that's pretty cool. Nicholas Duncan, Pistons in playoffs next year, Lindsey.
I'm all in on it.
Playoffs or play-in?
I'm going to say playoffs. So I think they can get the 8th seed. But definitely play in. But I'm going playoffs.
Okay.
I'm going with my guys. Screw you, Cats.
Steven Syrett. Hopefully it's a Mountain West announcement. We'll see. Chuck Brewer, running Rebels with Tark chewing his towel. I loved UNLV, Lindsey.
They were monsters.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a story. They were playing Arkansas, and they were beating them so bad. And Larry Johnson went up to who's their? Oh man, I can't think about the coach. He went up to the coach and was like, "Coach, you got little boys out here. You better go get some men."
I think that was a national TV game in like the middle of the year, and they beat them by like 40 in their gym.
Yes.
Like you don't beat Arkansas by 40 in their gym.
No.
I do remember that, dude. They just used to hand out beating. They beat Duke by 100 in the national championship game.
It was unbelievable.
And that was the day that America won. Not just UNLV. America won when they beat Duke by 30. Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, man. Oh, they're killing Cats in the comments.
Yes. Steven Reinert asked Lindsey, how many Barbies are in your collection, Lindsey? More than 50?
I had something to say, but I can't say it on air.
All right. Wyatt Bear, amen, Neal. America won that day. We did. Big play, J.O. Remember Arkansas, May Day? 40 minutes of hell? Full court press for 40 minutes.
Dude, we played them my sophomore year.
How'd that go?
I thought they had 8 people on the court. I was like, dude, they have to have more than 5 out here.
You know what's funny about that? I got to talking to one of their old assistant coaches is a very, very good friend of mine. And we got to talking about like that time for them and what a disadvantage it was when they got in the NCAA tournament because they would play that style. And in the NCAA tournament, you get an extra minute of rest because they play an extra minute of commercials.
Right.
So that was kind of like a tough break that they had to overcome because teams would get an extra minute of rest times 8. They get 8 extra minutes of rest. And that's the line sometimes, Lindsey.
Yeah, it matters.
Yeah. Steve said, I'm kidding, Lindsey. I'm kidding.
I know, Steve.
Yep.
I was about to be kidding, too.
Todd Day and Lee Mayberry. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that'll do it. Tomorrow we are live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, so we'll be on scene. BMG, you out there?
No, I'm not. You guys are. You're back with flannel. You're back with flannel.
Okay. Whatever.
Don't get too excited.
What? Flannel's back?
Wait. Wait. There it is.
This guy's back.
Flannel's back
this
tomorrow.
Guy's back.
We have pictures from Flannel's wedding just spread throughout the office.
We do.
Yeah.
For Lindsey Hunter, for Big Mike Gentry, and of course Spencer Raxler, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace.